Today, I am going to not only show you how to set up your own COD4X server, but I'm going to show you how to install bots, rename the bots, and implement just a couple other things because the documentation and the tutorials are slim to none on this. It took me a very long time to figure out how to do all of this, so I'm going to share this knowledge with all of you guys. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. So first things first, obviously you need to have COD4X installed. As you can see, I've got everything here under the Call of Duty 4 root folder. And if you don't know how to install COD4X or you haven't, refer to the video, link will be in the description, as well as every other link that you will need for this video. So first and foremost, bear with me, this is going to be kind of a long one compared to my super quick and easy tutorials. This one is going to drag on a little bit and it is going to be a little bit more complicated, but trust me, it is worth it. And I will save you hours of time. Two main things that you're going to need to download. Of course, you can find those links in the description below. So one is the Windows 21.2 right here, and we also have the IW3BW220.1. So we are here in this WinRAR zip right now. Now this is the main configuration files that you're going to need. So we are going to take this folder here, we're going to drag it onto our desktop here just for ease of access. Okay, so we've got the server Windows 21.2, we've got the IW3B220.1, which we're going to take this, drag that to our desktop. Now there is going to be a folder and a README. You don't need to use the README. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. Okay, so now just for the sake of the tutorial, since I've already done all of this, I don't want to reverse anything that I've done. So we're going to pretend that this Call of Duty 4 game folder here is the folder from Steam or wherever you have your COD4X folder placed. So this is the root directory that has the game, all of the game files, the COD4X launcher, everything. So this is that, even though it's not. Just bear with me, okay? We're pretending like this is the main game folder here. So what do we do next? First things first, we need to add the COD4X server Windows 21.2. Everything that is inside of this folder here goes directly, besides the README, all of this goes directly into the root directory. So this, and it's not going to ask you to replace anything, but in the event that it does ask you to replace XYZ files from the main and the zone, just go ahead, click proceed, let it replace. It didn't do that to me, so I don't think you should have a problem, but I'm not using the free version of COD4X, I'm using the Steam version. The COD4 server Windows 21.2 installed in our root directory. So next things next, we need to open up the add to root of COD4X server. Now this came directly from IW3BW220. Okay, as you can see, add to root. So we're going to close out of that. We're going to grab this and we are going to move that into our Call of Duty 4 root game folder. Okay, so now we've done both of these. You can go ahead and delete the WinRARs. You can go ahead and delete this folder as well. We have our Z Bot Warfare local server here, and we have the Z Bot Warfare play server. These are the only things that you're going to need to mess around with. So just to make sure that it works, we're going to run the local server bat first, and then we're going to run the play server next. So now if you had installed this into your proper Call of Duty 4 folder, as I mentioned already, this is not my proper Call of Duty 4 folder. This is just a faux folder. So next thing, you have your server console right here. Everything is looking good. Everything's looking great. Next thing you need to do is just double click Bot Warfare Play Server. You're going to click run and it's going to pop up Call of Duty 4 and you're going to be automatically thrown directly into the server. Okay, so now that that portion is over, we are going to use my actual Call of Duty 4 root directory here because there are a couple things that I need to show you before we can get started. This is going to be a local server, but yes, it's going to save your progression. Yes, it's going to level you up, and you have so much more configuration options. So in the description, you're also going to need to download another zip that is going to include three things. You have a server start batch file, you have a server configuration file, and you have a botnames.txt. So let's take a look firstly at what our root directory is going to be looking like after we have done the previous steps. So you're going to have a mods folder. You're going to have your MP bots inside of that mods folder, correct? So you are going to be seeing everything here except for the server. So the server configuration file goes into this directory here, Call of Duty 4, mods, MP, bots, and you're going to drop it directly in here where you see all of this stuff that you're looking at now. So server config file goes here, and your start server batch file .bat goes into the Call of Duty 4 directory with everything else. And what was the last thing? Then the bots names are going to go under MP bots, script data, drop that bot names.txt file, drop that text file right in here. Do not put it in the waypoints, that's going to mess it up. Drop your bot names right under MP bots, script data. Okay, now bot names, I have included just a ton of names in here that's going to cycle through. Every game that you load into, those names are going to cycle. It's going to be random every single time. Feel free to edit that as you please. Whatever you want to do with that, you do it. You can change the names, you can add new ones, but this is going to replace the bot names.txt that is already in here because those are just like bot A, bot B, bot C, bot D, bot E. Those are generic. So we're going to replace all of those with some real bot names to make it look like you're not playing against that many bots. Now, this is the part that took me the longest to actually do. So the start server.bat is practically ready to go. So as you can see here, we have CD/D. So this may or may not need to be edited for you, but as you can see, my game file is under my D drive. So let's say that this is on your C drive, okay? You would just change that to C, you would save, and you would be good. Since it's on my D, we're gonna leave it at the D. So everything else here is practically ready to go. Now for this, you don't need to port forward. I do have this port forwarded already because of the other servers on the other games that I have, but this is ready to go. You should be able to just drop it in so long as your game is on your D drive. That is the only thing that you will probably have to change is D, C, E, whatever letter drive your game is on, that is what needs to be in this batch file. So we're gonna save, we're gonna quit that. So we just went over the bat file, so that is good. Next things next, we're going to go into the mods, MP bots, and this is where you're gonna paste the server CFG that you downloaded from that WinRAR document. So that is going to go directly inside of the MP bots. So when you start the server, it's going to hook into this configuration file, and that's where you're going to be running off of. Now, similar to the IW4X server that we set up a little bit ago, it's basically the same. Everything here is set up for you already. The one thing that you can change is the host name here. Obviously, you can change that to whatever you want. I just have it set to this because it's only a local area server, so it's only your LAN server. Nobody else is going to be able to see it. Obviously, we have the auth token here. Now, if you do, by some means, have an auth token already, or you are able to get one, that is where you would put it. You would put it right in between these quotes right here, and then you would uncomment this just by doing that. But we don't have an auth token, so we're going to leave that here. Basically, everything here is set up for you. If you want to limit the number of bots in the game, this is going to be the line. It's going to be line 19 here on Notepad++. So you can change that down to 18 if you want only 18 player games. If you want only 12, change that to that. I have it set to 24 just because I was doing some testing. Archon password, you can change this to whatever. It honestly doesn't even matter. You just need something in there. So just have an Archon password in there and you're good to go. So this is all set up here. Voting. So this is the voting system that is integrated into the game. It's not like a server voting system or like a map voting system after the game ends. It's going to kind of just cycle through unless you click escape, click on vote for the next map inside of the game before the game ends, and then it's going to do that for the next game. But otherwise, it just randomly picks through every single game mode and every single map. That's how I have it set so far, and that's what honestly took the longest. Force UAV doesn't even work, so I would change that to 0. I was just doing some testing here. You can change it to old school mode, change it to hardcore, just put that to 1 or 0. 1 is going to be yes, 0 is going to be no. You can change scores and time limits here for all of the individual game modes right here. And bot warfare. Now this configuration was made by me. There's no public configuration file. The way that I did this is completely unlike all of the actual server documentation tells you to do. So this is like a brand new way, totally against the grain. So this is the bot warfare section. This is going to be primarily what you are going to want to edit here. I wouldn't touch the map rotation unless you only want one game mode, all of the maps, or different maps, but a couple different game modes. I wouldn't touch any of this here. So let's touch on the bot warfare section right here. Set bots to main 1. Always just leave that. Really don't touch anything here unless you want the bots to chat, which is just going to throw in some AI garbage into chat. I have that on 0 because that's just pointless. Keeping the lobby filled. So I have the lobby set to fill 24. So when nobody is playing on the server, it's going to fill the entire server with bots. So there's going to be 24 because that's the max amount of bots or the max amount of people who can join. If I want to change that while keeping the 24 slots open, you literally just change this number. So if I want 12, bots manage fill 12. There you go. And then you just save and you're good to go. But I do want, let's do 19 actually. So we're going to save that. There we go. Fill mode 0, fill kick 1. So that's if a player joins, it's going to kick 1. If the lobby's full, of course. Team handling, leave this as it is. Difficulty, so bots skill 0. So this right here is going to tell you bots skill 0 is going to be completely random between all of the bots. You can set this to 1, 2 to 6, easy, hard, 7 hardest, and that's just going to make them that skill level all across the board. 0 is for random, and then this is going to be the range. So the minimum range that is going to be included in that random 0 option is 1. The max is going to be 7, which is the hardest. That's like playing against the unfair aimbot. So we have that full range of the easiest all the way to the hardest. Loadout rank, don't touch any of that. That's just going to do its automatic thing. Behavior here, you can change the behavior via here. So let's say that we don't want them to move. You would change that to 0. Okay. But we obviously want them to move. So leave that as is. Then all you have to do is save, close, and the final bit here is double click on that batch file, and we're going to let it run and do its thing. So that is going to take a while. Don't be worried, just let it go. And you will see right here, sending heartbeat. This message right here, sending master heartbeat. That means everything's good and you're good to go. So with that, let's go ahead and launch the game here. So we can go ahead and click OK. We're going to join the game. So you're going to be on probably Internet COD4X. Okay, now it's obviously not going to show you your game on here. So we're going to go to local. There is our server, Bathtub Smiles Bots. Let's go ahead and double click that to get in there. And there we go. As you can see, we are filled up here. We've got a very random range of ranks, weapons, etc. It's basically all random, but we are fully functioning and ready to go. I mean, as you can tell here, game end. So as you can see, I have the standard team deathmatch set to 1000 score, 15 time limit. Of course, you can change any of that. So it's going to show you in between matches your unlocks. It's going to show you new challenges, what level you are, all of that. And the coolest part is you don't actually have to exit the game to create your class. You can come over here and you can change anything that you want. So we can create a brand new class. We just unlocked the M21. Cool, let's make that before our next game. You've got like 30 seconds to make new stuff, edit some old stuff. It's really actually such a nice feature of the actual COD4X server side program here. So this has been just a very simple tutorial. Next, I'm going to try and figure out how to do some sort of XP scaling so that you can change the XP scale. And then after that, we're going to try and figure out some sort of map vote system. Like I said, documentation for this is extremely limited, so I'm kind of just working on my own here and scouring the internet for anything that I can figure out. But so this is how you basically set up a server. Of course, you can change the map, you can change the game type and the map rotation anytime that you want. You can limit it to only a couple maps. You can kind of do whatever you really want. So that is how you set up a server from scratch, along with some light configuration and installing bots. So I hope that you did find this video helpful. If you did, let me know in the comments below, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all in the next video. Now I'm going to keep playing this, trying to level up here. Look at that. Oh my god, we're kind of popping off.